probably are waiting, just they haven't said hello yet.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So say
hello, everybody.
hello, people that are there. Isn't it? Come and say hello, come and join us.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tuesday Tea Break with me and Lex at the moment.
Coffee break.
You've got coffee. I've got apple and pear squash, so no tea is involved yet, but I'm sure there will be some tea maybe when Andrea joins us.
Back in the day, there used to be, I don't know if they still make it anymore. I can't even remember what supermarket, but there was a supermarket that did a pear and blueberry squash. And, oh my God, it was so nice.
Pear and blueberry?
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
It was, I mean, now I drink what do I have now? Cherries and berries is what I have at the moment, but I remember.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like cherries and berries. But yeah, honestly, pear and blueberry, it was so nice. I think it was like, must have been like Safeway or Quick Save or one of them kind of, middle-ish supermarkets. Because I haven't seen it for a long time, but it was proper lovely.
I'll tell you what I used to drink years ago, and they stopped making it, Robinson's. It was apple and blackberry.
Ooh.
So much nicer than apple and blackcurrant, which I don't like. I used to drink loads of that, but they stopped making it. Bring it back, Robinson's, if you're watching.
And pear and blueberry, whoever made
that. Bring some different squashes out that people like us who drink a lot of squash, we like a bit of variety. And I have 3 squashes that I drink, and it gets really boring.
One I do like is like they bring it out for tennis season, so it's a Robinson's one, and it's like, is it a pink grapefruit one? Like that's dead nice. Like
I haven't tried that.
It's like pink grapefruit. It's a barley one, so it's the where it looks all foggy in the glass.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's quite nice as well. I like the barley ones.
Grown up. There's other barley ones that I like. There's a raspberry and peach.
Ooh,
that's nice.
That good.
But they don't have that very often. And there's another one as well. I can't think what it is. Yeah, so you need to. There's a lot of people out there that just drink squash, and I really wish they would do some more variety in squashes. I wouldn't mind tasting some.
They do, but they do that marketing for like, oh, it's posh squash, and so it's not squash, it's cordial, isn't it? And so they stick like £3 on it and put it in a glass bottle, and it's all fancy and shit. And you're like, I just want some nice squash. Yeah. Like that. It doesn't have to look posh. I don't need to pretend that I'm drinking wine or anything.
Exactly.
So,
anyone watching? Well, I'm sure you know, but how are you doing, Lex? How are you feeling after your operation?
All right. It's like it's difficult in the morning when because obviously I don't move a lot in my sleep at the moment, because that hurts. So you kind of stay in one position, and then when you get up in the morning, you're so stiff, and you're like, I'm stiff, and I need a wee, and I can't move, and it's not fun. But, yeah, and it does get really tiresome. Like not just it knocks you out a bit, but it's like, oh my God, I am so like it's frustrating. Like I should be able to bloody sit in a chair. It's like, why is sitting in a chair tiring, for God's sakes?
Because your body's just working so hard at healing you that that you feel tired. It's what happens.
It's just annoying. Hello, Shizuma. Yeah. But Shizuma has been sleeping next to me. Like, Shizuma never normally comes downstairs. She normally just stays upstairs. But since I've been sleeping down here, she's been sleeping on the back of the sofa, and I can hear her snoring at night, and it's so cute.
That's nice.
Even, like, I went upstairs earlier to get changed, because I've gotten changed like 4 times today, because I'm so swollen, like nothing is fitting nice. Like, oh, I'm getting, it's that like I'm having a fat day, but literally it's just like, oh my God, so swollen. So I got changed again, and then I walked out the room, and there was Shizuma sat there like waiting for me, and she bought me a toy mouse, and she was literally like, I got you a present. Like, oh, she's so cute.
That is nice, isn't it?
Baby, you're such a good girl. So, there's people there.
Yeah, there's Leanne and Veranda Files. Sorry, Veranda Files, don't know your name. Maggie on a mission, Neil, Stephen, Lainey. So hi everyone, hope you're all good.
Hello. Oh, Neil says he likes Ribena. Like,
I can't stand it.
I love Ribena, and fact, Ribena in a cup from a carton helps you get rid of panic attacks.
Right.
Fact.
Okay.
That is what I've convinced myself. And it works. And even though I know that it's just my own placebo that I've completely made up, it still works. So there.
What an unusual name, Hydrin. Is that really your name, Veranda Files? That's a really unusual name.
Hydrin.
I can't drink Ribena, and I'll just say that it involves a school trip and projectile vomiting. That's all I'm going to say. So I can't drink it.
Was it you projectile or someone else? Oh no.
Yeah.
Grim. Yeah, that's fair enough. I have the same thing with like Southern Comfort and Malibu and other alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons why I don't really like Coke as well, because me and my sister had a fight when my parents worked in a restaurant. Me and my sister had a fight behind the bar, and she stuck my head under the Coke tap and nearly drowned me in Coke, and I've just never been able to drink it.
Nice.
Ah, Veranda Files is German. Guten Tag. That's all I can think of. Hello, Heather.
Hello.
Yay.
Here we go. How are you all?
Oh, Heather, that looks like a nice colour.
Yes.
What's that, love?
The jumper.
Yeah, it's kind of tie-dye. It's a bit warm now because I've been turning my room upside down trying to find a lost item.
Oh,
which is why I didn't promise to come in, because I still haven't found it, but I'm fed up now.
oh bugger. Yeah, do that. Let it sort itself out for a little while.
One more try later on, and then we'll have to cancel.
Yeah,
your jumper goes really well with your hair. It really complements the colour of your hair in the jumper. Goes really nice. Oh, we lost you.
And love a bit of tie-dye as well. Tie-dye is always groovy.
There you go. Stephen agrees. He says good colour with the hair.
It's a bit of a contrast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fab. I like it. I like.
So today I have already done my 10,000 steps.
Really?
I'll show you my Fitbit to prove it.
I think I've managed about 150 steps today.
Oh yeah.
Well done.
Wow.
What I've been doing is, and I've been really enjoying it, is I've been going on the music channels and watching all old music videos of like dance music and stuff from the 90s. And I just pop along to that for a couple of hours or an hour, and that just, gets my steps up and gets my heart rate going, and it's good. And it makes you feel good as well.
Yeah, dancing's the best exercise. One off.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah, dancing, sex, and swimming.
In that order?
Or all together at the same time.
That would be a skill.
Actually, yeah.
The only thing is, I've been getting really bad sciatica at night, so I need some tips on helping that, because it's really bad, my sciatica.
Well, Louise will have yoga stretches for you.
Yes, yeah, I should have asked
because there are ones where you bring your knee up and just stretch out around the back there.
Yeah, it's my backside, my bum cheek.
You can explain it better than me.
Oh, you keep sounding like a Dalek, Heather. You sound. Is that for you as well, Lex?
The ones.
Yeah. Heather's internet is a little bit sporadic.
Yeah.
Well, the boy has gone back to school today, so there's one less person using the broadband.
And I think maybe it's text, perhaps.
I think so.
Get your hubby to do a speed test thing on your internet and see if it's up to what it should be, what they say.
It
what you
will
pay
be when
for.
he does it. It just isn't when I want it to be. It's
That's annoying.
sporadic, as Lex said. It's very sporadic.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling, Lex? You look better.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely getting there. I do have my moments, like I did this morning. You know, when things were a little bit ouchy, and you know, not going to be too graphic, but obviously going to the bathroom is not that much fun.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Anne.
Sorry, I'm late.
It's okay.
I was watching. I've got a coffee, not tea.
Can you just give your husband a slap for me, Andrew?
Why?
Look at him.
Because he said that. Naughty boy.
Oh. Yeah.
He's so rude.
Not good.
I do have spanners in the chat, Nick, just to say I can get you banned.
Hot now.
Can you imagine? Nick getting banned from a chat?
Yeah.
Oh, go on, do it.
I'm joking. Because when you only ban someone from the channel, then they're banned full stop. They can't ever comment again unless you unban them.
Oh. No, we don't want that.
Right.
Maybe just being sent into the
All
corner.
you mods in our chats, when you hide people, they're hidden forever. They can watch, but they can't actually comment anymore.
Oh, that's quite good though. I quite like that. Oh, I'm so now I know that I'm going to wield that power too. I don't like you. I
thought you just removed their comment. I didn't realise you removed them.
No, if you put hide user, then it hides them, so they can't comment on the side chat.
Not stripping.
I thought that the spanners could just remove a comment or put someone in timeout. I didn't realise you could actually. Yeah,
timeout is so they come back again. But if you hide a user, then they can't comment in the chat anymore.
Right.
That's good to know.
You sold your cartridge. Nick sold his cartridge, I should say. I'm pleased. I bet you're glad that's gone.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, that was an adventure and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, is it going to be a sore point? Is it going to be one of those like?
It was entertaining.
If I'm not asking price or anything, but delivery, because Nick said if it goes for the right price, it'll be delivered.
No, we're posting it, so it'll be posted with all of the tracking that you can possibly get. Yeah.
And is the shipping cost still £3.50? So it's just going to go by Royal Mail, sling it, in the general direction of the post box.
Well, it'll be the £3.50, I think. If that's what he put on it. Or he might have put a bit more on it when it went by it now, but it will just, it will eat into a little bit of the profit, but you want to be sure it gets there safely, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be like, can I have, Mr. Uber come and pick it up? Actually, no, not Uber.
Deliveroo.
Yeah, we'll have Deliveroo come round and you can pick up a McDonald's for them on the way, and
yeah. But the person that we were selling it for is very happy about it, and
brilliant.
Yeah, all's good.
Yay.
Jolly good.
So it definitely works out in your favour then, with the, with all those idiots thinking that they were gonna cause mishap.
Yeah, well, it was a bit of entertainment, wasn't it, for a weekend?
Yeah, exactly.
Quite amusing.
More fool them, really, isn't it? Because as Alan Partridge would say, you had the last laugh, didn't it?
But if it was going to go for 65,000, that would have been amazing, wouldn't it?
That would have been insane.
Yeah. Help the house move.
A large letter with a stamp.
Yeah, exactly. Not even any bubble wrap around it. Just stick it in an envelope and dear, isn't it?
Yeah, I had to pay for a parcel this week that they sent, a parcel large letter with a large letter stamp on it.
A parcel.
Obviously had to pay the fees on it.
Oh,
to get it delivered.
Nice.
It's funny what people will do.
Yeah, don't much care for Royal Mail.
No.
So do we want to talk about last night's television extravaganza, or do we not want to? Or do you think there's been enough of it on the old
It's your
social media?
channel, Karen. If you
Oh,
want
the
to talk
women.
about it, talk about it.
Absolutely.
I'll go last.
I haven't
What
seen
I
it.
will say is I've always been indifferent and thought it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So I knew it was going to be kind of he said, she said. I think at the beginning I was thinking, you know, she's an actress. Remember that. She's a good actress. And then I did actually start to feel sorry for her a bit through it. But then there were some points where I thought, you can't just say that because you're a grown-up woman and nobody can control you. If you want to do something, if you need to get help, get help. Don't just say they let me down because I couldn't get help. Because you could
It's
get
a
help.
weird life, though. It's a very odd situation. I mean, I've
Yeah.
always thought, you know, for all of the so-called glamour that people thought the royal family had, it's the last thing I would ever want or wish on anybody is that life. And clearly that's been played out throughout history. It's not a chosen role, but and the people that enter into it are very rarely prepared. And what surprised me is, just me looking from the outside looking in, but I was a little bit surprised that Harry hadn't prepared her better, having seen what had happened to what his mother had gone through, having seen how much trouble brother William went to prepare and make sure that Kate was like not going to go that route.
Yeah.
He was explaining that she'd have to curtsy. He was explaining that she'd have to curtsy on the drive to Windsor.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit last minute. Could have gone through that a while beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, it reminded me of that scene in The Crown. I don't know if anyone's seen it, when Diana comes into the room and they're all standing in a circle, just having a laugh and everything. And then she just walks as if to go and stand next to Charles. And then she gets royally told off because she hasn't curtsied to the Queen. But not only hasn't she curtsied to the Queen, but she had to then curtsy to Prince Philip, and she had to go in order of ranking and go round the room and curtsy to people. And Margaret was absolutely diabolical. She was just awful to her.
But they live in a different world, don't they? And I mean, obviously some of that still hangs on now, not quite so much, but the whole thing about the fact the formality goes on even behind closed doors and in what would normally be in any family very full situations. No one had explained it to her, least of all Harry, who knew. I find that very, very odd. I do feel sorry for everybody involved in this, because I think it's just it's faculty to the highest order, really, isn't it? Yeah. But he didn't take the time and trouble to say, listen, you know, you I've got to warn you, and walk her through it, because he knew.
And also, talking about preparing somebody, if they were saying that they had spoken with the family and the institution, etc., for months before they, you know, they didn't blindside anybody. They were talking about it for months before. But why weren't they? Why wasn't it explained to them exactly what would happen? Because Harry was so shocked that suddenly his pay ended and he didn't have any security anymore. But nobody had prepared him for that, had they? Nobody had said, if you do this, this will happen, because that might have informed his decision. And I felt sorry for him as well, in the fact that he was saying, he was asked, I think, trying to get around, my thoughts are going around in my head, but he said that he didn't ever really see that as a permanent thing they were going to do. He wanted to take a breath. They were his exact words. I needed to take a breath. He didn't say, I wanted to leave my family forever. He said, I needed to take a breath. And yeah, I think the whole thing's just been dealt with really badly.
Yeah.
There's no communication. I mean, all right, you hear it in The Crown, but it's fiction, but based on. But you can see the theme that runs through it. Nobody actually talks to each other. Frankly, it just isn't done. No one says what they feel, and it's all very dressed up. So it's going to take generations. But I wonder if as and when our old Queen passes on to the next level, if you know what I mean, that the whole thing will fall apart, because she's what holds it together right now.
Yeah.
So
it will be a very different royal family when William is the king.
Yeah, but if Charles needs to be king, I mean, I don't think people respect Charles like they respect the Queen. So I think it's going to be different in that.
I think Charles's reign will be a short and boring one anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got the strength like the Queen does, physically or mentally.
Well, she'll live till 120 anyway.
She's a gran, and grans live forever. Those are the rules, aren't they? So, she will. Yeah, she might even outlive Charles. You never know. But Charles III will be like what, 10 years? 20 at a push.
The really sad moment for me was when, sorry, Nick's running the tap. Was when Harry said, my father and my brother can't leave. There've obviously been conversations about that and how trapped they all feel, and I thought that was really sad. But the one thing that I thought was really nice was the way he talked about his grandma, where he talked about the Queen and his grandmother, and he was just had so much love for her, and I just thought, oh, that's so lovely.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, she's very reconciled to her role. Charles fought it. William appears to accept it, but you never know. Like, as they say, the fact that they smile and shake hands with people doesn't mean that's how they feel. It's. I really just feel I feel sorry for all of them, all through the generations. Everyone thinks they're so incredibly privileged and lucky, and in a way, maybe they are, but in reality, I wouldn't wish that life on anyone.
No, I mean, I was saying to Ellen earlier, you're literally born into a job. You can never leave your job. You can never do another job. You don't ever choose that job. You're just born into it, and that's what you have to do.
And also, I think it's conveniently exploded, hasn't it, into this big story for the press, and conveniently for some particular trial royals, one in particular, that is hiding away, and it's like, surely that should be the biggest freaking story, in the royal household for years. That should be on, the front pages every single day until it's freaking sorted, and until he's been charged for something. And the fact that it's just like, let's talk about Meghan, like, who cares? He's Harry's the spit. Like, he's never gonna be king, and let him marry whoever he wants. Let him go and be happy. It's cool, because he doesn't have to do that job. Like, it's fine. It's all sorted now. We've got an heir and a spare and a spare and a spare. It's okay. So let him crack on, like. But so it's not important. I think, for me, it's a little bit of a shame that they went to the biggest talk show host and had a big fee and all of that, because I don't think they really needed to do that. I think, that's a very American way of doing it, or how we see it. I
don't think that would have been Harry's choice, would it?
Yeah, I think it should. For me, it would have just been like, release a statement going like, right, we're going for a bit. In fact, they probably did do this. We're going for a bit. We're still you, but we just don't want to kind of be part of this load of shenanigans. But we'll still be around if you want us. Okay, that kind, obviously in more, press-worthy terms.
Apparently, they weren't paid for it though.
Oh no, but I should imagine there's something somewhere.
They'll be getting a very high profile from it, especially in America.
Exactly, there's always something somewhere,
Yeah.
And it's not like Oprah will be Oprah's not getting anything from this.
Oh, she's rubbing her hands together with glee. She's my favourite person.
Exactly. So I think it's a shame that happened, because I don't think they needed that to happen. I don't think they needed the big interview to mix up the pot and everything. I think they should have just gone like, don't want to be part of this, and that's it.
I totally 100% agree with you. I don't think there should have been a big interview, and I don't think it's not the way Harry would have done it. I think he would have been a lot more respectful and not, talked about his personal life in that way. So,
do you think they discussed beforehand what Meghan was going to say? Because
no.
I feel like she said that comment about the colour of the skin, talking about the baby, and then he had to sort of he couldn't say anything because he wanted to protect his family, right, I get that that was an awful thing to say, and racism is an awful thing. And I've seen a lot of people on social media saying it's the older generation. They say things like that because they're uneducated. You still got to pull them up on it, right? I did it all the time. I've upset older members of my family for pulling them up for being racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever, and got in trouble for it. But I don't see why your age should have anything to do with your opinion. Okay, people had opinions, but you're still alive now, and these are modern times. You've got to change with the times.
Mhm.
So I do think that, you know, you shouldn't forgive anyone for saying anything like that. But should that have become public? Should Harry have not gone to that person and said, look, you can't say things like that, and had a go at them and fallen out with them maybe? But should that have become, we
he probably did.
that? I
And
Yeah.
talking to Charles, didn't he? So that tells you a hell of a lot.
I should imagine that. I mean, you know, everyone's thinking it's Prince Philip, aren't they? Everyone's going like, it's gonna be.
That was my immediate thought. He's the one that says all the inappropriate things, isn't he?
It's him. But
Charles is anybody.
But yeah, exactly. I think it's possibly more Charles. But even then, it may not even be family. There's the family, and then there's the whole institution around the family as well. So it's not like there's just going to be, you know, oh, that lovely family photograph. Oh, you know, there's us and there's the grandparents, and like, oh, you know, like there's also 100 people around them going like, right, well, you've got to sit there for this, and then you've got to have that look on your face for this photograph, and you've got to, you know, be wearing this color because it represents this thing. So it may not be the opinion of any particular person in the family, but it could be the opinion of the people around them going like, you know, hope that kid isn't too dark because it represents this, or, you know, it might look bad in this photo, or, you know, and there's so many other things that they've had to think about in those situations. And it wouldn't have been one conversation either. There would have been so many whispers of this, you know, all around the palace and stuff. And it probably just got to a point where it was just like, you know, I'm sick of hearing this.
Yeah.
And that's it, you know.
Yeah.
Big question is, who's going to play Meghan in The Crown?
Well, yeah, we'll get there soon. The rate they're going.
She can play herself.
You'd love it. Oh, dear.
The Crown is tosh, though, isn't it? It's very silly. You know.
It's very silly, but there's an element of truth within it, and the whole thing about how history cycles, repeats itself through families, psychologically is fascinating.
It is. It's really fascinating. Yeah.
I just think that the royal family just missed a trick by not looking after them and thinking they're an asset, because they done really well on the tours that they did, and you know, she was definitely an asset, and I just think they've made a mistake.
Well, I was an asset, wasn't she? And you know, and then there was a whole stupid jealousy apparently of her being popular. And it's like, surely that can only be a good thing.
Exactly.
You think?
I was shocked when she said she wasn't paid, though, because she was still working for the royal family as such. She was doing engagements and tours, and why wasn't she paid? That really surprised me.
They probably had their house, their accommodation, and certain expenses kind of covered being part of the firm. That's usually what happens, is they're looked after. The problem is it's like a gilded mousetrap. They're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Is Peter Prince still on the payroll? Because where does he get his money from?
Who?
The pedo one, Prince Andrew.
Like the Peter one. I was like,
maybe he's just drawing his Navy pension.
Well, I mean, I think that's ridiculous for a start. The fact that you can, you know, that they can just be shoved into the military and then go like, oh, by the way, you're now captain, whatever. Like, hang on, don't you have to work your way up these things? You know,
not if you're royal.
You know. I can with a gun. He might be a really bad sailor, but no, apparently. Hardly fair, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not even going to say allegedly. I reckon he is dirty pedo. Not even alleged.
No, we don't, do we?
Yeah.
No.
Call him up on it. Send him to prison. God damn it.
According to the Crown, though, he's the Queen's favourite, isn't he?
Well, there you go.
He might not be anymore.
No.
Might have gone off him a bit rapidly.
Yeah.
I just think with children that, sorry, I've got a fruit fly flying around my head. You know, a lot of children that grow up with not a lot of love when they're growing up, that they say to themselves, I'm going to give my child so much love, you know, because I didn't get it. I want to give it to my child. And Charles has got such an awkward relationship with his children. But then I mean, I don't know how factual the Crown is, but I mean, he was treated terribly as a child. Could that have an effect?
Exactly.
On him?
And it rolls on. Even if consciously they want to do it differently, subconsciously, there's a programming and this is how it is. Plus, also, he had the phone telling him how to do things.
Yeah.
So the fact that Diana wanted to bring up her kids a bit more normally was very outside of what they normally did. So, yeah. And also not being in touch with their feelings at all. You know, the whole thing runs on completely squashing who you are in order to do a job. So it's kind of counterproductive to have everyone emoting everywhere and being themselves, because that just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Isn't it strange? Like they're always going on about how they want to save the institution of the royalty and, you know, make it more popular with the people, and yet, like, who is? I should imagine, certainly for me, Harry is the one that I think, like, oh, he's a dude though. Like, he's all right. I'd have a pint with Harry. You know, like, he's definitely the one that seems, you know, like, more relatable. The rest of them, not so much. You know, some of them look like horses and are a bit weird, quite frankly. You know, but Harry, you can imagine, like, all right, he's a dude. So why, like you said, why don't they want to keep him as an asset, as like, something that actually makes, you know, the institution actually a little bit more popular with the people?
Yeah.
Rather than pushing them away. It's very silly.
They make this mistake every single time. They make the mistake every single time. They make the person conform, and then they're unhappy, and then it all goes horribly wrong. And he didn't conform this time. He made a choice.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Thing is, I wouldn't mind paying for him. Like, I mean, I know the royal family technically doesn't actually cost each individual person that much. And if I had to pay an extra £1 a year to keep Harry on the books, I'm like, oh, he's worth £1 a year. I'll pay.
Yeah. I do wonder if they were worried about that public backlash, though, because there was a backlash about the house when they were renovating the house, and there was a big public backlash about why are we paying for their house. So if the public thought, why are they living in Canada now and not really contributing as much as they were, yet we're still paying for them, for their security, etc., etc. So I wonder if that was a conversation within the palace, whether they thought, eek, you know, there could be a big public backlash if we could continue to financially support
everyone's
them.
houses, though. We pay for everyone's houses, and I'm sure that a lot of the royal family get their houses done up, and we pay for that, but we don't hear about that. It's just that
it's the press. The
press had a vendetta against them for some reason, you know, and they just every little thing they just picked apart. They really did. They really picked it apart. So, you know, they're to blame as well as the royal family.
Well, I think
hugely.
The biggest enemy in all this, though, is the press.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, some of those headlines were just absolutely disgusting, weren't they? I mean, I don't read tabloids and I don't look at it very much, but looking at some of the things that were flashed up, it's like, what is that?
Yeah, disgusting. And people have the argument about, like, but, you know, that, like, they're in the headlines, and so, you know, we you know, because they're famous, we should be allowed to see all of their lives and stuff like that. And I don't think that's technically true. I don't think we own people that are in the public image. I think, and with the press and with the, you know, the British tabloids, like, yeah, British press is so toxic, and it's because we as a society let them be. If we didn't soak up all of this crap that they give us, then there would be no need to do it. If we didn't read the Daily Mail, I don't say we as in us, obviously, we don't read the Daily Mail. But as a nation, buy the Sun and read the Daily Mail and, you know, all of that crap, and read Heat magazine and go, oh, what's Meghan wearing this week? Don't give a shit what she's wearing. She's wearing clothes. There you go. Nice one. You know, like, oh, Kate Middleton's worn the same dress 5 times. Isn't she good for recycling? She's wearing a freaking dress. You know? So, yeah, so we allow them to do it. The royal we. And that is what is disgusting, is the press wouldn't do it as if there wasn't money in it. And because we give them the money, we perpetuate all of this crap.
Yeah. So don't buy the papers, people.
Yeah, exactly. Just stop.
Don't look at the websites.
Yeah. Everybody
websites.
Yeah. Just don't.
Yeah. Without an audience, there wouldn't be tabloid newspapers, would there?
Exactly.
The best way, kids, is to form your own opinion of people. Don't let others tell you.
Just not buy into it. Just you can absolutely have your opinion and go like, I don't know, that Kate, she's a bit stuck up or whatever. But you don't need to then constantly click on images of Kate Middleton to see how stuck up she is. It's like, just leave it. All right.
Yeah. People haven't got anything to do.
I really like Kate.
I don't think she's stuck up. Yeah. But you know what I mean, right? Like,
my mother-in-law met Kate. She came to Newcastle. It was to do with a community garden, and my mother-in-law was picked to be the one to talk to her. She was in the papers and everything, and she said she was really lovely. So that was nice.
Of course, yeah. They're going to be. You know, they have to be lovely, don't they?
That's their job.
Yeah,
it's their job to be lovely.
Yeah, they can't just, you know, walk up to them and go.
I'll be honest, I would have loved it if my mother-in-law would have gone to me, God, that Kate was a right bitch. That would have made me laugh.
But you do kind of want that, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, you kind of want her to go like, God, it's a bit rude, isn't she? But, you know.
Yeah, but their job is to be not rude.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you do get a demeanour from people. You can gauge whether they're, you know, a bit standoffish and still being polite, or if they're quite a warm person. And I get the impression she's quite a warm person.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think my shopping delivery's just come.
Oh.
So what's that?
I'm cracking it away again.
What's the Piers Morgan thing? Why did he storm off?
I wouldn't watch that if you paid me.
Very opinionated about Meghan.
I can't stand him.
Oh, is he for her or against her?
Against her. He's experienced her.
So what is though, isn't it? So what?
Everyone has enough right.
We've experienced Piers Morgan and we haven't stormed off.
I would do, given the chance.
Yeah, true. But like, what? Dude, you're not married to her. Yeah.
But he likes stirring things up. He they like making the drama.
Yeah, that's his job.
Exactly. That's the job. That's what he's paid.
Bloody surprised.
Yeah. It was probably.
You know, look, this is controversial, but I don't necessarily think Piers Morgan is wrong all the time. I think sometimes he has some very good points.
He probably isn't.
I mean, you know,
it's like anyone. He's very different.
Friends. Let's not go that far, but you know, I don't think it's as bad as people make him out to be.
Even a stopped clock is correct twice a day.
I like playing the baddie as well.
His opinion on vegans, you know, you can stop that right away.
But no, he is paid to have an opinion, and it was probably pre-arranged with his producers and director this morning. He's like, by the way, I'm probably going to get quite heated and walk off. And they're like, oh yeah, that's brilliant, because that'll get in the papers. That'll be on YouTube straight away, won't it? So it's all contrived, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's had a lot of death threats recently, though. He's not been having a good time with it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. But that's just regular, isn't it? He normally gets death threats because he's Piers Morgan, and that's just what happens.
Oh dear.
Same like Katie Hopkins, I'm sure she probably gets them on a regular basis, doesn't she?
Yeah, I don't think it's quite as bad as her though. I can't think of anything redeemable about Katie Hopkins.
No, that's true. I've got to pass.
No.
Oh, packaging. Nothing exciting. It's the brown. But you know, when you get a nice big parcel, you go, "Ooh, it's a nice big box of stuff." It's like, oh no, then I just remembered that I bought 24 rolls of brown tape, like the least like exciting parcel ever. Really.
It comes to your plastic bags in a bag, in a box. It's like waste of packing materials, mate.
And just really, you know, oh, what have I treated myself to this time? Oh, brown tape. Oh, wow.
Green bag.
Yeah.
What I was going to say was February was the best month I've had so far with the mystery box challenge, and I'm now up to £300 to donate to cancer research for the mystery box challenge.
Oh, well done.
Really good.
Right.
And the total so far on my walk-in challenge is £265. So that's really good.
So you've well beaten your target then.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know where you can change your target, because I put the 150 because I wasn't very confident at the beginning. But I can't find where you can change your target, because I would like to change it. But yeah, it's doing great. So thanks everyone who's donated so far. I won't lie, my knees are very sore. They're quite warm at the end of each day. I think I've got my dad's knees. So, but I am feeling, I have got more energy now, so that's good.
Do you think you've like lost any weight or anything? Has there been anything like that?
I weighed myself on Friday and I'd lost 2 pounds
Wow.
on Friday. So I'll weigh myself again this Friday.
Well done.
Probably a bit more. So yeah.
And do you think it's something that you can continue on a little bit after?
I said to Darren that on the 1st of March, I'm going to take my Fitbit off and not wear it for a few days and just have a rest. But then I'll put it back on again, because I really like wearing my Fitbit and noting, how many calories and everything and steps. So I'll carry on wearing my Fitbit, and I'll try and do a bit more activity rather than just sitting on my backside a lot. So I will try and keep that up.
Good. Yay. And now you've had your first injection as well. So you've got that bit. My mum's had her second one today.
Oh, really? Oh, fantastic. She can hug people soon.
Yeah. Oh, she's invincible now. I bought her a badge that says I've been COVID vaccinated, and so like she wore it today, and apparently the nurses were like, "Oh, that's cool. Where'd you get that from?" It's like, see, if you gave everyone a badge, they'd be well happy to turn up and get vaccinated. That's what I reckon. Badge and a lollipop. I've been vaccinated.
Even if it was a sticker, that'd be something, wouldn't it?
I think they have been some places I've seen people with stickers.
Really?
My friend Becky got a star. She was given a star for being a good girl.
Yeah.
Something years old, but take it where you can get it.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. So I'll have a gold star. I'll do anything for a gold star. Me. Yeah.
Actually, I was wrong last week, because someone asked me if I had the Pfizer or the Oxford, and I thought I'd had the Oxford, but I looked at my little card and I actually had the Pfizer vaccine. So
you didn't feel that great after yours, did you?
No, not as bad as some people. It was just a couple of days. I had a really bad head and I felt sort of tired and achy, but obviously I'm used to feeling tired anyway. So, but it was just for a couple of days and then I felt fine. So my arm did hurt like a bee. It really did hurt.
Yeah, my mum said the same, that her...
It felt like someone had punched it loads of times, when you get like a dead arm and it's like really sore.
Yeah, mine was a bit sore, but apart from that, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Do you have the Oxford or the Pfizer, Heather?
Pfizer
You
one.
had the Pfizer as well.
Yeah, hubby had it the same day. We were both fine. I felt a little bit tired the next day, but then I can feel tired on odd days anyway. So that's not necessarily cause and effect.
I wonder if it's dependent on your sort of immune system.
Could be,
Yeah, I think so. I rarely have a reaction to any sort of jab, so or anything at all, to be honest. I'm fairly. I
spoke to my dad last night, and he said that he had a couple of days where he ached all over, and he it felt chilly, you know, I had chills, and but it passed after a couple of days.
Yeah.
But it's got to be better than not having it, isn't it? So.
Yeah, definitely. I sent my sister a meme this morning about where's it gone now? There you go. So if your hairstyle was worn like this, you're next on the vaccine schedule.
That's the 80s.
So I said that to my sister because she definitely had that hair.
I never did in the 80s. I never did.
Now I can't really see you with the spiral perm and the big hairspray fringe.
No, I pretty much stayed as I was, so people called me a hippie. I was like, so what?
Sounds all right. I'd rather that than the hairspray fringe, innit?
Exactly. I knew people who literally, if they'd stood near a naked flame, they'd have gone up. Like,
yeah, I had a friend who used to wear her hair like that. Yeah.
There was a lot of crispy perms in my year, you know, full of mousse and hairspray, and it was just like crunch. So
I never had to perm my hair.
I just never permed
naturally curly, isn't it?
Yeah. I had trouble growing it though. I used to have it in a bob. I've only just, I mean, it still gets a bit ratty when I grow it, but I'm just as an adult, you know, giving it a go and tried to grow it a bit.
Yeah, mine just grows too fast. I can't have a short haircut because it just doesn't stay there. It just, I think everyone has a natural length of hair that's worth. So I just give up.
Mine doesn't get much longer than there. Like that, it just kind of goes, nah, I can't be asked.
I would love a haircut right now because I know there's a bit at the back that's different length to the rest of it.
Oh, we'd have to get Darren to do it.
Well, you know, he done the back. I done the front and he done the back that time, and it turned out really well. But I keep seeing it when I wash my hair. I can see there's a longer bit at the back that's been missed, and I'm scared to get Darren to cut it just in case he cuts too much off.
You'll be able to go to the hairdresser soon enough. It's worth hanging in there, I suspect.
Yeah, it won't be long.
That is the bonus of having. So that's the bonus of having curly hair, because if it's slightly uneven, it doesn't notice that much.
Yeah.
No one can tell. It's all hidden. Yeah.
I mean, I'll have it up in a ponytail most of the time in the summer anyway, so that'd be okay.
Yeah, I'll just stick it up like that. I might get the ends dipped in black at some point when my hairdressing friends are available. I'll get them to do this slightly ombre effect, but using a black, which is actually my colour, because this isn't my natural colour at all. That would be fun to play with.
That would be awesome. Wow.
Yeah, but aging punk. That's the look we're going for.
Totally jealous.
Awesome.
What's that called where you have the highlights, but it's called something? I'm trying to think.
Balayage.
That's it. My mum's hairdresser said that I would really suit balayage, because I said I'm going to try and go lighter and lighter until I'm sort of closer to blonde, so that when the greys come out, they don't show as much. Because both my sisters are naturally blonde and my mum was. And my mum's hairdresser said, oh, you really suit balayage. I'll have to do that for you. And that discussion was had February last year. But obviously I haven't been back there to see her, so...
Yeah,
it's knowing if you'd suit blonde. That's the thing, because there's lots of types of blonde, and my sister, who had hair that's darker than me and a much darker skin tone, was determined to be blonde from quite a young age, and it was awful. It was the biggest mistake she ever made. She looks so much better with
and I've got freckles.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You want to try a wig or a different shades and see if you can, you know, if you're happy with it before you let them loose, because it can damage your hair quite a lot if they start bleaching it as well. So you've got to be very careful.
Oh no, it's going to be like natural, not bleach. You know, just going lighter and lighter until it's more blonde. I did do it once. One of my sister's friends tried to highlight my hair, and it was a bit of a. She'd done the thing with the cap, you know, where you put it through, and it just looked stupid. Yeah. I just had dark roots and blonde hair, but the blonde was all right. It just looked stupid because I still had dark roots. They weren't the right kind of roots. It was like the widow's peak here was still dark, but the rest was blonde. It just looked weird, so I just dyed it again. So I know it does go lighter. So
yeah.
Do people still do highlights that way? Because I remember my mum practicing on me when she was doing a hairdressing
They do.
thing.
When it damages it too much, even just to pulling it through the holes, you know, it always breaks off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And, no, I don't think it's a good way of doing it.
They usually do it in foils and fold it, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I went to a hairdresser before I knew all you guys. I'm trying to think what year it was. I think it was 2013. I thought, right, I'm just going to have all my hair chopped off and go lighter. So I went to the hairdresser, spent quite a lot of money having a short haircut, and it dyed lighter, and I just hated it. It took me quite a long time to grow out as well. There's not many pictures exist of me with this short haircut and sort of really light brown orangey hair. I wanted it more blonde, and it just went orange. And I had that done at a proper hairdresser's, so. What?
Stall's on call.
Yeah, we got dressed again quick, didn't we? Oh, was this?
Nothing.
Just standard behaviour, really, from them lot, to be honest.
This is all an act. There's nothing sweet and innocent about me. It's just an act.
I've seen Karen out on a night out. Oh my God. She's up there on the table. She's pole dancing, everything. She's rampant.
I am what's known as a lightweight. If I go out, I'm terrible. Because I'm nervous in a social situation, I'll neck like 3 drinks in a row, and then it just goes straight to my head. And then I act like I'm really drunk for about half an hour, either fall asleep or sober up. That's what usually happens to me.
Aww.
And I get the giggles. Get the giggles a lot.
Sounds like a good night out.
Well, are people either find me funny or annoying?
No. I think me and Andrea just had the same thought at the same time then, didn't we? Just went, oh, I want to do that.
Yep.
Dance on the bar.
Right. Have to vlog that one.
I did that once, and that was on my hen do.
Oh.
Yeah. Much alcohol was had.
I got really cross with a friend of mine on my hen do. She'd safety pinned a condom to the back of my top, and it was there the whole evening. We were bar crawling, going to clubs. It was there the whole time. Nobody told me. I got home, took my top off. I was like, what?
Have I frozen? Shall I go out and come back in again?
Yeah, you have it. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you well.
I've only ever been on one hen do, and it was horrendous. It was the whole, like, you know, drinking through a willy shaped straw.
Oh, yeah.
And it being various days and stuff, and I'm like, I'd managed to avoid them for so long. And to be fair, I only went on one hen do because she didn't have many friends, and it was like, God, if I pull out, like, you know, like, okay. So me and Bianca went on this hen do, and we were just like, oh my God, this is awful, isn't it? It's like, let's just get drunk and pretend to have fun.
And you know what was awkward with my hen do? The meetings of 2 groups of friends that didn't know each other and were completely different, and it was a bit of awkwardness. And then my good group of friends, what I've still got, were like, yeah, let's not do that again. And I was like,
I've curated all of my friendships so that if they all ever did meet up, that they would get on. Like when my ex-housemate Scott met my friend Tom from uni, like they totally had a proper little bromance from the moment they met. They were talking about Final Fantasy and stuff, and I was like, oh, you guys are so cute. Like, I like it when my friends
yeah. I hate what you were saying, Lex. I hate all of that easy hen do stuff.
Oh, it's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, so on my hen do, I said no, I'm not doing any of that. And my cousins, I invited my cousins, they came, and they were trying to get me to do that all night. They wanted me to wear a veil and, you know, do all of the cheesy bride stuff, and I was like, no. So my cousin wore the veil and wore like a little tutu thing, even though she wasn't getting married. She wore the stuff she brought for me to wear. And then we went to this club, and I said that we were on a joint hen do, so we both got free drinks all night.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, bonus.
So it worked out for her.
Yeah.
Worth doing.
I think I wore my veil. I had a veil with a learner plate on it, and I think I had that like when we had the meal, because we went out for a meal first. But then when we went to the bars and the club and that, I don't think I did. I think I had a bride to be badge or something, but that was it. So, but as per usual, I fell asleep in the restaurant because they all plied me with drinks. So I fell asleep on the table in the restaurant. So they had to wake me up to, come on, we're going to go clubbing now. I was like, okay.
Oh no, I can't do things like that. And I've managed to miss every baby shower because they sound even worse.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Like,
Too
I've never
Americanized.
been to one of those.
yeah. So no, definitely none of that. Like someone told me about like their plans for one, like she was in charge of it and she was like, oh yeah, so we're gonna have these nappies with like different chocolate bars all melted in them and you've got to taste them. And I'm like,
Oh no. Oh, I'd be gagging even though if it was chocolate.
exactly. That's just grim. Why? That's not anywhere near fun. Why would you do that?
my hen do was in Newcastle, thank goodness. That is the one nightclub that was in Felixstowe, Coco's, and it was a dive, absolute dive. And I went on a works do there, and they wouldn't let me in, so I had to go home because I didn't look old enough, and I forgot my ID because I looked like I was 15 until I was about 22. And they wouldn't let me in, so I was really upset. All my workmates went in, and I went home.
Aww.
No. What's Kelly saying? Oh God.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
I've only ever managed one proper night out in heels where I've worn them like the whole night. And there must have been something about that night that, you know, when you just find your zone, like, so I found my zone of like, oh my God, I can wear a pair of heels. It's like, that's never happened before. Me and my friend James, we went to a gay bar, and there was this really, really camp lad that did this, like, I challenge you to a dance off, like across the dance floor. And like we proper, like, you know, like had a little dance off, you know, like it's like that. And that's the, you know, kind of thing. I was like, oh my God, like I can do it. Not only can I walk in heels, but I could also dance in heels. Never happened again though. Like that was it. Yeah, just all of that energy just went into that one night. And been able to do it since.
Yeah, I can't wear heels. I end up in a lot of pain.
And I ruined the heels as well. They were dark red silk peep toes, beautiful. But obviously it was a gay bar, got covered in beer and poppers and whatever. Like,
Yeah. Nick's younger sister had the best hen do. She went to a drag club in Cardiff.
Oh, Minsky's.
Probably.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was. But it was brilliant. It was a brilliant night. It's the best hen do I've ever been to.
Yeah, no, Minsky's is brilliant. It's proper cabaret bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Minsky's is fabulous place. Yeah. Love Minsky's.
The atmosphere is just so much different, like in a gay club, because everyone's just wanting to have a good time and dance. There's none of that other stuff. It's just the atmosphere is great.
Depends what gay bar. Some of the ones that I've been to on Charles Street in Cardiff are seedy, rancid little. No, but they're still great, but for other reasons. You know.
I don't know what I'd be like in one of those, but the one I went to in Newcastle was good.
I do miss proper gay clubbing, you know. I liked the seedy, rancid, dirty gay clubs. They, you know, nothing like them. The smell of poppers in the air and it's really smoky, and then you're just like, what are they doing? Oh, okay.
Oh.
Massive queue for the toilets and stuff, and you know, but the drinks are cheap, so it's good fun. All good.
Oh, for the time we can go clubbing again or go out to a bar, I just can't wait.
God, we'll be 50 by then.
Who cares? Age's just a number.
Speak for yourself.
just so annoying because we trained up Monty and we'd agreed that we were going to have a date night once every 2 weeks, and we got one before lockdown. We had one date night before lockdown.
You can do it again.
Yeah.
You're all right.
I'm going to choose to ignore that
Yeah.
comment, Stephen.
All again. Yeah, quite a look.
Yeah, you don't have to imagine this all though. Like, we've got pictures, we've got evidence. Like, she used to do it on a regular basis.
Oh dear.
Next meetup.
I've just totally lost my train of thought now. I'm trying to think what I was going to say. I'll put the link if you want to donate to the my 10,000 steps challenge. I'll put the link in the comments there if anyone wants to donate. And yes, I'm just going to carry on doing what I'm doing this week. And I won't vlog this week. I need to edit the vlog from last week, although it's quite boring. It's just me going, I've done my steps.
It's an achievement.
And there was a point where I was walking with Darren and I said, how many steps have I done today, Darren? And he went 5. And I went, what? And I turned the camera towards him and went, no photographs, please. I was like, oh, I don't know whether to keep that in or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it in, yeah.
He's come and stood behind me when I've been live before, so I don't know why he's so bothered. So yeah. I'll probably vlog the last week of the challenge, and then I might do the last day of the challenge, do the tea break on the Wednesday instead, so that I get to my 10,000 steps, and that'll be the end of the challenge on the 31st of March. So I'll do that instead of the Tuesday, I think, and get to my 10,000 steps live on air. That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Helps anyone to sponsor me a bit more. So what was this? What's this?
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe that.
I do.
Oh, I do. We do.
That sounds like typical behaviour of Stephen, to be honest.
It's the noise it makes, though, isn't it? A clack, clack, clack.
You know that Lainey's been doing like a Room 101 type thing. We ought to do like a Would I Lie to You thing.
Yes.
You know, where we all we'll have to tell if we're lying or we're telling the truth.
That's a good idea. That is a good thing. That's Lainey's next series then.
Yeah. So Lainey, take notes.
Yeah. All of the big series, just do them better than they obviously are currently on telly.
We totally need to do blankety blank.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That'll be cool.
Oh, when he's
I
got
will get a textbook and pen.
I'm gonna have to duck out because I need to go for a painful wee and have a lie down.
No, I was gonna say we're gonna go now anyway.
Yes,
thanks everyone for joining. I'm not gonna go live next Tuesday because I'm gonna do this every fortnight because I've not got a lot to say basically at the moment. What's going on? Nothing. So I'm just going to do it once a fortnight instead of once every week. So but in 2 weeks' time that will make it. Is it the 30th in 2 weeks' time? Am I wrong?
Don't know.
No, it won't be the 30th. 2 weeks' time I'll do, and then I'll do Wednesday on the 31st. So
okay,
with the 24th.
Oh.
I haven't got a calendar in front of me. I always have a calendar in front of me.
It's the 23rd, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, 23rd. Yeah. So I'll do 2 weeks' time Tuesday, and then Wednesday the 31st of March. Just so to end the challenge. So we'll see you all soon, and thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you very much.